Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Ganali. So today I'm bringing you the 4th week of training in the reaction series that I have on my channel, going over the Air Force recruiting channel's basic military training videos. So I just made the 3rd week of training video, but it was like super short because 3rd week is very easy. So I'm doing the 4th week now just because the 4th week is a really exciting week at BMT. It's one of the best weeks, the 2nd best week. And yeah, so I'm just going to jump straight into it because I don't want this video to be ridiculously long. So, 4th week of training. So, okay, as you can see, they took a class learning striking positions, okay, before they went here. She's about to say in the video, it's called FEST. What does it stand for? I think it's Field Expeditionary Skills Training. I think that's what it stands for. Basically, you go to a class, you learn a bunch of stuff, right? We did it all in one day. We learned how to hit the dummies with the gun. We learned crawling positions, how to roll, crouch positions, positions with our gun, like depress ready. I don't remember the names of the other ones, but like how to hold the gun, you know, keep it tucked and stuff, a bunch of different things, right? So you learn all that stuff. I think we learned CPR, or not CPR, we never learned CPR, actually. That's a misconception. I thought I was going to learn CPR at BMT, I never did. We learned first aid. We learned how to help victims with fractured like arms and legs, open wounds, like bleeding, and I think that was it. So, because you use all of these things at Beast the next week, which is 5th week. So we'll get to that when we get to 5th week. But basically, you go through a class, you learn all that stuff. Then you go outside and you practice that stuff. The only problem with that for me, we never did this part of it because it rained the day before. So the mud was wet when or the sand pit that we were going to crawl through was wet. We couldn't do it. It was hard as a rock. And we never hit the dummy. I think, actually no, we did hit the dummy at some point once, but we never did it like they're doing it in this video. So I don't really know how to explain it, but let's just get
4th week of training. Our trainees are preparing for Beast, which is basic expedition.
Also, I believe if I remember correctly, they make you make that like ah sound. I believe this is the old Beast. There's no sign like that, I don't think, anymore. And this is the old Beast. This isn't what it looks like anymore. So
Airman skills training.
Outdated for that.
During this week, our trainees have a multitude of mandatory classes.
Also, okay. The hard part about this is Beast, okay? This looks, okay. So at Beast, you have a huge ground. It's a big circle. That is your zone. I was a Reaper zone. There's Phantom Zone, Vigilance, and there's another one that doesn't matter right now. There is a big bunker-looking hardened shelter like this that kind of has a hangar look, right? And it's kind of half underground, half on the ground, or half upright, right? And this is where you go down, you practice putting your gas mask on, practice your mop levels. These guns back here are kind of like your replica M16s, but they're not. They're like all plastic. And that's what you use to crawl to the sand pit when you're at Beast, okay? Beast is the 5th week of training, so I don't know how it was before I went, but I'm pretty sure, based off of this video, that Beast was tied into the 4th week of training, but it's not like that anymore. So what she's about to talk about is
such as chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear, or CBurn, and all.
So let me explain CBurn really quick because this video isn't accurate about that. So basically, there's one day of the week. You get everything ready. You get your, okay. You go on a bus in the morning to CBurn. That's what the place is called. Which is what you just said, chemical, biological, radioactive, and nuclear, right? You get off the bus, you get formed up, and there's a bunch of crates everywhere. There's crates with your, you know, I don't remember what the suit's called, but your, like, coat for your CBurn suit, or your mop gear, that's what it's called. It's for your mop gear. That's not the technical name, but it's for your mop gear. You get your pants, your over boots, your gloves. You have cotton gloves and plastic gloves. You get your gas mask, filters. You get the actual gas mask. You get tons of stuff, right? You get all of it, put it in your duffel bag, I believe. Then you go sit on these benches, and then somebody talks to you. He goes over what everything is, how to put it on. You do this little dance. That's how you kind of remember it for the rest of your career. People still talk about it, like master sergeants. I was at a Seaburn training like last week, and they were still talking about it. So they still remember it. But basically, you go through all of that, and then at the half point of the day, you go eat. This is the first time in BMT when you get to eat an MRE. And you go outside, eat your MRE of like 30 or 40 minutes to eat. You come back inside. He goes over stuff one more time. And like this is the class that explains MOP levels to you. Like MOP, just tons of different stuff, right? Alarm, green, MOP level 2, MOP level 1, whatever it may be. Okay, you'll learn about it later. I'm not going to like try to explain it. But you do that, you do that, and then you go to the gas chamber. And
also foundational expeditionary skills training or FEST.
Foundational, not field.
Our trainees have to go through these classes in order to prepare for the next week of training.
They make you get your face in the mud, by the way. It's not mud, it's sand, but they make you put your face in it. They also do this at Beast. I'm pretty sure they do this at, well, they did this when you were doing it at BMT, because Beast is at BMT, but when I refer to BMT right now, I'm referring to by the dormitories or right outside the dormitories, and Beast is a whole separate thing. So, but they make you do this at both. And also, you have to clean the gun after that, of course, right? Okay, so this is the gas chamber. There's a window like right here, and there's a window right here. Well, it depends on where this is located in the building, but basically you can see the next gas chamber next to you, and if they get their gas released first, they take their masks off first, which means you get to see them die in pain first, and that's what really gets you. You're like, oh dang, you know, it's kind of scary. So this guy is gonna have you do jumping jacks, and he has like these little cool, just like, I don't know, gas chamber paraphernalia or whatever he's using, and he releases, I think it's like a very low
during
dose
Seaburn, our trainees actually go inside of the gas chamber. They get the opportunity to understand that this is some of the gear.
So look at this dude's face. Okay, they don't let you leave the room until everyone's gas mask is taken off and put to their chest. Okay, you have to say a reporting statement when you take your gas off. So, sir, that's what they were doing in the video, and then that's when their face, you know, they get that look. So, if I could describe how it felt to me, it felt like I took a bite of the hottest pepper that I've ever eaten, and it felt like that everywhere down into my lungs, and my eyes started watering. That's it. That's it for me. Everyone reacts to different chemicals differently. Just like people are allergic to peanuts, people aren't allergic to peanuts. Everyone's body is different. So you might have this guy like about to freaking throw up mucus everywhere, or this was me, like super chill, never mind, he has mucus too. This was me looking stupid, but I mean, I wouldn't have mucus coming out of my face. So if you're stuffy, you're gonna have boogers everywhere. If you're not stuffy, you're not gonna have boogers everywhere. You might, you know, it just affects people differently. Obviously, tear gas is going to affect you. I'm not saying that some people are immune to it, but you know, just everyone's different. So just be aware of that. It's a really fun experience. If I could do it again, I definitely would do it again. It's not like it's not even that bad. Like, it looks bad right there, but okay, after you do it, you walk down this little path, and they make you walk around this thing, like this little, like, it looks like a helicopter pad, like twice.
When they're out in operational Air Force.
Like they're not dying anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just dying, like she still is, but this guy's like chilling. Like, he went through it, he's fine. So it's really not that bad. It lasts maybe 5 minutes. It's not a big of a deal. After you do that, there's a whole procedure of how you clean your gas mask. You run it through like bleach water, and then you rinse it in bleach, and then there's a
fourth
whole
week
thing,
of training.
so.
They get to practice combat techniques utilizing their M16 trainer weapon.
Okay, so like I said in my last video, I was talking a little bit about CADM. This right here is CADM. So basically, you go to this like security forces building, I believe, and it's the shooting range, and they have tons of M16s, tons of guns and stuff like that. And you sit in a class for about half the day learning about the M16. You learn about how to load it, how to take it apart, how to put it back together, clearing procedures, jam procedures, tons of different things, right? after you learn about it, you're comfortable with it, he's comfortable with you holding a weapon in front of him, you go here. Basically, there's like tons of different procedures that you have to take to be safe this day. It's very important that you follow the right procedures on this day. It's extremely important because if you do something stupid, it's not going to be good for you, okay? So just be aware of that. These are the targets that you're given. The left side is the practice side. The right side is the actual side that you shoot at to qualify. I believe, don't quote me on this, you have to hit anywhere between 22 and 24 shots that are on 22 and up on the targets to be counted for a marksman ribbon, to have marksmanship, to be considered a marksman. If you hit under that, you just pass cat him. Like, there's no way to fail cat him. I believe you have to go, but there's no way to like fail cat him. Like, you just kind of, unless you aim your gun at like an MTI. But I mean, if you go there, you shoot, you call it a day, like you'll be fine. So, it's harder to qualify after this. So if you qualify during this and you know how to shoot a gun, like that's pretty cool because you're gonna have the freaking ribbon for the rest of your career. But it is harder to qualify later down the road.
You begin to realize.
If you're curious, you get a certain amount of ammunition that you're allowed to fire. I think it's 6 bullets at a time. And there's an instructor with your group of 4 people or 5 people, and it can be an MTI, I believe, or somebody from Beast, or
as their MTI that they know what it is that they're doing, that you're just there now to guide them, because at this point they know that they're here for something greater.
I don't know if you remember me talking about this a couple videos ago, but you learn procedures like this at Fest, okay? Scanning procedures, I think they're called, I'm not sure what they're called, I'm not gonna butcher it either, but there's little stations set up like this, little U's with a bunch of sandbags and stuff everywhere, and you follow procedures of stopping somebody, detaining them, shooting them if they have a gun and they approach you with a weapon, or using your buttstock to hit them if they don't have a weapon but they come at you. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain procedures that you learn, and that is basically what Beast is, putting those into, applying those, right? And they basically grade you on those. And if you pass them, you get Beast Excellence, which is an extra town pass on the Sunday.
And they're working together as a team.
Alright, so this video was a little bit more difficult to make just because the CBurn part of it wasn't actually in the video. I mean, it is in the video, that's what you do at CBurn, but they kind of tied it with Beast, which makes me curious as to what the 5th week video is going to be like. But essentially, I hope I explained it. If you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them down below. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your ship dates down below as well. And if you have any questions about joining the Air Force, BMT, or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below. I just want to answer your questions. Again, the opinions in this video are my opinions. These are based off my experiences, and this is not, from the Air Force at all. I'm just using their video on their YouTube channel to make this video. So if you would like, make sure you go check out the actual Air Force recruiting channel just to see the raw videos. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed, and peace out.